Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? I'm about to do this daily or this forecast for the S&P going into Friday. Friday will be, hold on, let me turn on this. Okay, what up? We're gonna do some forecast for tomorrow, Friday, which will be April 28th, I believe, of 2023. First I'm gonna start out here on the daily, and you can see I've already marked some stuff out, but I want to start by marking out our PD array here on the daily so that we know here we are in a premium. As you can see, we are above that 50% equilibrium line. So we are in a premium and we are looking to short. Honestly, tomorrow, I think we finish off back below in the discount to finish off the month. Oh, and it should be the 29th, I believe it's Friday. Let me get that right. So yeah, let's just go ahead and mark out real quick this equilibrium. I'm gonna change this up because it's ugly looking. I'm gonna make it a dotted line there. That we can get rid of that. Okay, the other things we're gonna analyze real quick is I've already marked it out. We got today we had a daily time frame sell side liquidity sweep. Wednesday it came and swept, tried to close below, did not happen. Look at the rejection. We absolutely pumped from there. And then as the day finishes out, what do we do? I got it marked out wrong. Let's just say buy side liquidity sweep, but we swept this buy side liquidity from last Friday. I believe that's going to be the high of the week, and we are going to retrace now back down to fair value. That is my belief. That is what I think will happen. And we will have to see from there, but that is what I see on the daily time frame. There is still potential that that's all a lie, and we have to wait for that 6:30 news. Keep in mind there's news at 6:30 my time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. There is 2 red folder news. Pay attention to that, see what market does before the market opens. That will come out and it will make volatility happen. It will make liquidity sweeps happen. And then from there, we find our drawn liquidity. In my estimation, just like what happened today, I think we sweep probably this buy side right here, somewhere around here. Maybe there's a potential that we come higher, even up to here, and sweep. I don't think so. I think we just sweep this buy side liquidity, and then we retrace all the way back down over the course of Friday. One other thing to consider is this is an interesting candle over here because this, I believe, is a breaker candle because this was the last up close candle before we came and swept this liquidity. Actually, not really. You could say this is a breaker candle. This is more of the rejection block then. And then this would be our breaker, I believe. And I think that's exactly why this is, starting to reject, is because of this candle here. This candle here is, I believe, a breaker block. It could be an order block. I still need to do some more research. I'll be the first to admit that a lot of those seem similar to me, but I know there's some differences in them that I need to study up on. Again, I still have a learning curve, an equity curve, you could say, on each and every one of those, but that is what I see, is that this is an important candle, and I would like to mark out the PD array. First, I'm just going to kind of see just this wick here, and then the body with the wick, and just looking at the PD array. Interesting. So, as you can see, it's kind of tapping off of that, but that's not much to consider. We're just going to note it, see it, and move on with our day there. But also, that other block is a lot more interesting to me anyways. So let me just get into this. because this right here, I don't think we trade above the wick, possibly the body of this candle. And if I get a PD array going from the body to the bottom of that wick, immediately I already see something interesting about that. And if I take it from wick, top of the wick to the bottom of the wick, and take my PD array down there as well, look at that. Consequent encroachment, the 50% of that, we're going to mark that out. I think that's an important level. Price swept there, right here. We had a price sweep tap right under there. That is significant. And I do not believe that we sweep much higher than the top of this wick, maybe the midpoint of this body. So I'll actually bring this over as well. But in my opinion right now, this range should not get traded through tomorrow. I believe we've made our high. Maybe not our body high or our wick high, but we have made a high with the body here, and I think we can trade lower. That's my forecast from the daily. And so I'm going to slide down now to the 4-hour real quick, and we're going to just get some more information and see what's popping. So upon the first look at what we're doing here, it's hard to do this on the phone. My computer's lagging out, so I did this on the phone, but regardless, we still put in the work. Yeah, nothing much different that I'm looking at. I mean, I can basically draw the same PD array on here for now, or I could put it here to here and see where we could potentially retrace to. I think retracing right to this fair value gap is a likely retracement, actually. This fair value gap right here, look how that lines up perfectly with our PD array. So we're going to just mark that out real quick with another ray or trend line here. I believe that this consequent encroachment in the equilibrium of the 4-hour is our draw on liquidity for tomorrow. So I'm also going to add, if I can, just going to add a small where that bad boy at? I don't know. I'm going to do an arrow then. It's easier on the phone, but whatever. I'm going to put an arrow right here. I'm going to just change my settings. And that is my draw on liquidity. I mean, you could, I guess, say that's not technically a draw on liquidity, but I think that's where price wants to at least get to. That's a pretty big range, first of all. I mean, from where price is right now, that's a 350 point pullback. And if price pulls up to here, that's 150, so that's a 400 point swing from top to bottom. I think that's more than enough. I don't even need to catch that full position, but yeah, I think that's a likely area to watch for. Dropping down further to the 1 minute. Yeah, I mean, look how bullish price was. So we need to make sure that we watch that because price was very bullish. And so I could be completely wrong here and we could come sweep and just push all the way to the highs. That was what I was predicting last week, but as you can see, we sold off pretty hard. So I'm kind of waiting to find out what we do. This is an important level to find and kind of see what the deal is. Nothing's really changed for me in that sense, though. Again, I believe this is the same PD array. swing low, swing high. Yeah, same PD array right there. So we don't need to mark that. Yeah, not much to mark. I mean, we could sit here and look for order blocks, but I don't think it's really that necessary. We're kind of more looking for market structure and liquidity right now. And the only other things we see are what? These wicks here. Wick, there's liquidity all in these levels, but those are all, you can see all those on the higher time frames as well. Last time frame we're going to look at is this 15-minute. 15-minute does have a slightly different PD array. I would say that's really where it starts. It's really not much different though, looking at this, like not much different. And liquidity is still, like, everything really lines up with this candle here, I believe, is where we're coming back to, and probably into this 15-minute fair value gap. I think that's a lot more interesting than some of that higher time frame stuff. Mark that out actually. Right below 50% equilibrium is that, which in my opinion is pretty darn important actually. And we could really see a reaction right off of that. So keep that in mind. Again, there's a consequent encroachment to that as well, right in the midpoint, somewhere around there. Okay, so yeah, that's my forecast. The last thing I want to look at is that if we're going to be going bearish tomorrow, we need to be seeing bullish activity from the DXY, which, upon my first look here, we are pretty bearish overall, but we are also starting to sweep liquidity. We've swept, that's important. Look at that. We've swept sell-side liquidity right there. Came and retested into this order block. That was yesterday. In the daily, overall didn't do much. Let's get rid of some of this. Today it didn't do much. This was the candle today. Not much happened. It tried to push, did not get there. Nothing much. It's been pretty consolidated, but if we do start to push higher, we want to kind of see maybe a little lower push, and then by the time we get to market open and afternoon session, we're pushing up towards these highs, and these highs. So keep that in mind, watch that. And yeah, that's what we're kind of waiting for. So there you have it. That is my forecast for tomorrow by the S&P 500. Good luck to all y'all. Make sure, remember, watch what happens from these before the market opens.